Another big piece of news this week out of Staten Island was that the MTA approved the plan to give toll relief on the Verrazano Bridge to Staten Island residents. Having spent a little bit of time in Tottenville, I know that transportation issues are very, very near and dear to your residents, your constituents' heart. So tell me a little bit about this plan and how this can kind of maybe set the tone for a new way of thinking about transportation.
Yeah, I have to tell you, seeing that Richard Ravitch testified against it gave me a chance to do one of my favorite tweets of all time. See Dick run, ... off at the mouth. It's amazing how the rest of the city was hating on Staten Island upon hearing the governor's plan. Now, we are held hostage on this island. We can't get on and get off without paying. And it's not only killing residents who either work in the other boroughs or have family in other boroughs, it's killing our small businesses. It's killing our cultural centers. And $15 bridge toll is, it's literally amazing. And the governor came in and gave us some additional relief for the residential discount and applied it to commercial businesses. And some Staten Islanders weren't satisfied, and I felt bad for Senator Lanza and Assemblyman Cusick because the tolls aren't going down in any other location. Yet there were some Staten Islanders saying they're not happy until there are no tolls, and that's just not going to happen. And then at the other extreme, you had people kind of hating on us off the island. We have some of the worst commutes in the nation, the longest. We have essentially no mass transit system. We have several express buses. We have some intra-island. We have the Staten Island Rapid Transit that takes us to a ferry that we had to fight tooth and nail to get increased service. So we are, by our nature, we are inherently a car-oriented borough, and we're punished on a daily basis. And the governor came in, thanks to Senator Andy Lanza and Assemblyman Cusick, who went into their respective legislative houses and got some resources, and the governor matched, and he's providing us with some toll relief. It strikes me as interesting that some folks in the outer boroughs railed about this decrease, yet they also rail about tolling East River crossings. So we have to look at this more globally. The tolling policy and the fare policy in New York City currently is unsustainable. I mean, we are on our path to a $20, that's not pie in the sky, a $20 Verrazano bridge toll, unless we change the system. Joe Lhota talked about it. Some of the Democratic mayoral candidates talked about it. Mayor de Blasio talked about it. But how we fund mass transit in this town is unsustainable. So instead of sort of hating on this, people should get around the table and try to figure out how we change the system fundamentally. And in my mind, that means getting more people to pay into it. And a lot of folks who railed against what the governor did don't want to have that conversation. Kind of make sure the status quo stays. And people were happy with the status quo, but the status quo was killing Staten Island.